been a little over 3 years since the iPhone 6s was released. Here on my channel, one of my favorite types of videos to make is a revisit video. In these videos, I take a look back at certain devices that have been out for a few years to see how they fared and if they're still worth picking up today. Now, you may be asking me why I chose the iPhone 6s. Well, as you should know, this year Apple has laid the 6s to rest. They will no longer sell it in favor of new devices. Not only is the 6s one of the most popular smartphones of all time, it was actually the very first iPhone I bought myself, and I've owned and used every iPhone since. Longtime viewers of my videos may remember that time. Here it is. This is gonna be really weird for me because, I mean, come on. I've been an Android user for so many years, and there we have it. We have the iPhone 6s Plus now set up, and This is gonna take some getting used to, but I feel like we can do this. As you may have heard me say before, I always felt that phones from 2015 and on would be good enough to last users longer than usual. They would get rid of the absolute need to upgrade every single year, and they'd make for solid pickups further down the road with price drops and new device releases. See, for those of you that are not aware, there's this thing called planned obsolescence. Think of it as a company's predetermined lifetime for a device. So while Apple may be saying goodbye to the 6s forever, that doesn't mean the rest of us have to. So I've teamed up with Back Market to show that the 6s is still, to this day, a worthy pickup, especially for those that aren't looking to spend upwards of $1,000 on a new phone. So what Back Market does is they have these phones refurbished by certified professionals. They test them from head to toe and inside out, everything from the battery, the cameras, the ports, the buttons, the speakers, everything. Then they grade each device based on its physical appearance. I have here 2 of their grades. One is called Bronze, which will have small, light scratches, perhaps a little ding, but nothing that prevents the phone from working properly, and the other sports their what they call Shiny grade, which has no scratches whatsoever. The phone looks totally brand new. Now, getting to the iPhone 6s itself and taking a look at what the hardware is like 3 years later, of course it's super familiar, and there really isn't too much to talk about, seeing as how Apple kept the same design for 4 generations, albeit with a few tweaks here and there. It's got that aluminum build with the antenna bands across the back, Touch ID up front, and oh look at that, a headphone jack on the bottom. Compared to today's standards, the display is actually still very solid. Apple's pretty much always done a good job with their screens, even if the numbers on paper aren't too flashy, and we're still witnessing that today with the XR. We're looking at a 4.7-inch 1334 by 750 IPS LCD panel, no notch here to deal with, and overall it's still nice, I will admit. Getting into everyday use, the 6s still performs well. I'm able to get my daily tasks done with little to no hitches. You'll get the occasional hiccup here and there, and the common yet fixable iOS bug, but nothing crazy, at least in my use. Even though Apple has dropped the iPhone 6s itself, it hasn't dropped software support yet, so it's still running the latest version of iOS, and for the most part, things work as they should. Having said that, the battery life has indeed taken a hit. That's to be expected, but it's not horrible. The 1715 mAh battery does its best, and I can get through a fairly comfortable portion of the day without having to charge it. While it may not be the fastest phone around, Apple's optimization is not to be overlooked here. The dual-core 1.84 GHz processor and 2 GB of RAM get the job done. As I stated earlier, everyday tasks are easily completed, and even more importantly, gaming. It handles this very well, even some of the latest and greatest titles. Now, how about the camera performance? Well, following along with what seems to be the running theme of this video, the cameras are still good today as well. Of course, by now, many advances have been made in the camera department, especially with things like portrait mode, low light results, software optimization, and more. Here's a side-by-side comparison, one taken by the 6s and the other taken by the XS Max, and I want you guys to let me know which one you think took what photo. Bottom line, they obviously won't be the best cameras around, but they'll get the job done, especially if you post to social media frequently, and with a few touch-ups before that Instagram post, most people won't be able to tell the difference. Shh, don't tell anybody. So all in all, the iPhone 6s is still a very solid option today. If you're in the market for a phone and you're not looking to pay $1,000+ $800, $500, or even $300 on a phone, but you want something that'll keep you in that Apple ecosystem, something that still gets regular software updates, something that doesn't have crummy cameras, and something that still performs well, then make sure you check out the iPhone 6s. And there's no better market to look for one than at Back Market. Not only does Back Market offer some of the best prices out there on refurbished devices, they also provide a number of reassuring guarantees. You'll get 30 days to give the device a go, and if you're not satisfied, you can return it. If the device doesn't work or there's something wrong with it, it's covered under a 6-month warranty and they'll fix it for you at no charge. Or if the problem's really bad, they'll replace it. And on top of all of this, you'll get access to their friendly, super responsive customer service. Their aim is to provide customers with a pleasant, easy, no-frills experience to make sure you're 100% satisfied. Make sure you check them out using the link in the description. So there you have it, guys. That is the iPhone 6s in 2018. I actually know a large number of people personally that still use the 6s today, and it serves them well. What are your thoughts? Let me know by dropping your comments down below and we'll talk about it. But anyway, that does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will talk to you guys in the very next video, and thank you so much for watching.